Hi there, welcome back to my art cube. If you're new here, welcome. It's good to have you on the channel. Today I would like to discuss this oil pastel painting that I just did. It's a master study of the original by Claude Monet. The specific painting is part of his grain stack or wheat stack series. This one is called Haystacks at Giverny at Sunset, or rather Haystacks at Giverny, sunset. I really enjoyed it. It was so much fun, guys. So much fun. You've got to try oil pastels if you haven't already. Such a joy to work with. I just felt like a little kid having fun, and it was so much fun. So let me just go ahead and show you this piece, and then we'll get down to the details. So this was done with multiple colors of oil pastels, and I'm going to talk about the brand I used in a minute to complete this. But I tried my best to capture the energy that Monet had in his original. And what else should I tell you about this? This is done on, let me think, Canson XL paper. So Canson XL watercolor paper, 140-pound cellulose paper. And so yeah, this is my oil pastel painting. It's my second painting ever, and I just love it. You may not like Impressionism. It's not for everyone, but this is an impressionistic style. And I had so much fun, you guys. The oil pastels I'm about to introduce and do a review on and talk about are not expensive. So you may have guessed that maybe this was like Caran d'Ache or Sennelier oil pastel review. It's not. This master study was done with a really affordable set of oil pastels that are awesome. I used a stippling effect to get this texture with the oil pastels, and you can see how I really stippled it on there. I sort of dotted it all over the place, and so that's how this was completed. There were some underlayers that were kind of just drawn on, underlayer colors, like this orange you can see was kind of a flat blended area, but the rest of it is largely, the top layers are largely just stippled right on there. So just tapped on with the oil pastel stick, and it was so much fun. I've never had so much fun doing art in my whole life. Like, this was the best experience I've had doing art. And it's not a medium I'm used to. I have no idea how to use oil pastels. I am not a formally trained artist, and I was just trying to do a master study. And so for those that don't know what a master study is, a master study is where you take an example from like Monet or Da Vinci or a famous bygone artist, and you try to recreate their work as a master study. The original was done in oil paint, and you'll see the difference in just a minute. So we can see this, and we can see that stippled on effect. You can see the texture a little bit. If I turn this sideways, I think you can see the texture of the oil pastels actually on there. Okay, so that's mine. This is the original by Monet. Now this is by Claude Monet, like I said, and here's the reference to where it now is displayed. Get an idea of what that looks like. And you can definitely tell a lot of differences between my piece and Monet's piece. I am not Monet. I am like a beginner to intermediate artist. I'm not a fine artist. Monet was brilliant. His use of, and this is the Haystacks at Giverny, Sunset. like I said, 1888 to 1889, oil on canvas. You can see the museum, and the location of the museum is on the bottom. This is a book on Claude Monet. It's a beautiful book. I got this from my local library. Let me show you the first page. So I can't say these names very well, but the author is Nina Kalitina and Nathalia Brodskaia. Yeah. So those are the authors of this book. This is Claude Monet. This is the book. And this is the image that I was using as a reference for my master's study. And that is Claude Monet's original piece in oil, a picture of it. So that's the original. And I'm going to show you mine again, just for comparison. I'd like to do a side-by-side, but I can't like zoom out any more than I have. So you can tell mine is done with a little bit of brighter colors. I think I hit a little high pitch with my voice there. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to hurt anybody's ears. But yeah, so this is my piece. And you can see the skyline is definitely a different shape, and the color palette is different, but I was using the color palette entirely of one set of oil pastels, and I'm going to show you what those oil pastels are in a minute. So, and there's the original. Let me pull that to the side so you can see it better. There she is. So that is my second oil pastel painting ever. My first one was created basically from imagination. It's just some sunflowers in a field. And you can really tell the difference between my first and my second painting. This is my second painting, the master study of Claude Monet, right? And this is this is my first painting. This is not so great, but it's still pretty in my opinion. I like the colors. I used a lot of orange and purple in the sky, and then you can see a field of flowers. Just an up-close look at the sunflowers. They are very brightly colored. And I enjoyed doing this. Now, it's not my favorite painting, but I do want to just point out that the oil pastels really blend well. So this was a blended, if you can see the blending in here. Now you're going to see some mud because I mixed colors that were across from each other, color complements on the color wheel, and that will make mud. But yeah, I just enjoyed blending them with my gloves on. I just used my glove with my finger and just smeared the oil pastel on there. And so this was my first painting, and that is my second. So this one is using fingers to blend, and maybe a little art tool to blend. I used this little rubber tipped art tool here. You can get these at your local art store probably. I don't know what they're called, but they're just rubber tips. You can use them for acrylic and oil, and you can use them for impasto techniques. But in any case, I use that to blend out the petals and the leaves. So this is me smoothing out the oil pastels. And this is me stippling with the oil pastel. So stippling is, if for those that don't know, is where you kind of dot things on to and do placement of dots of color of your pigment of whatever material you're using. And you're just creating an image out of dots and small strokes. I think that's kind of the definition of stippling anyway. And so I'm going to say stippling for technical purposes, but I basically just took the oil pastel and dotted it on there and tapped it on. So just, let's say tapped it on. We tapped on the oil pastel, I tapped on the oil pastel, and it made this effect. So it was so much fun. You guys have got to try this. Like, oil pastels are just the best thing ever, I think. Even if your art doesn't come out perfect, like, I don't really like this finished piece, but I had so much fun doing it. Like, it was so much fun. So much joy. I can't explain it. It's just, this was so much fun to do. And so without further ado, this is not an expensive set. I've hinted at what a little bit what the set might be. It's oil pastels, obviously. It's a 48-piece set. Comes in a tin, vibrant pigments. It's ACMI AP Art Materials Institute certified, so it's non-toxic and ASTM conforms to ASTM-D. And without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and introduce them. It's not the expensive brands. It's Montmarte. Montmarte or Montmarte. I'm not completely sure how to say it. But yeah, these oil pastels are incredible. They are so awesome to use for this technique. And you can tell they also do blending just fine. Like, you can blend these with your finger. You can see the sky over here. But these oil pastels were just a joy to use. I loved it. I loved every minute of using these. And it's just, this was so fun. I love doing master studies, I think. At least I think I do, because I love doing this one. I'm a big fan of Monet. At least I drool over his paintings a lot. I admire his use of color and the energy that he brings to his art and paintings. And he's long passed away, but he was so revolutionary in his art at the time of his life. And Impressionists were not a well-received group of artists in their time. Like Van Gogh and Monet, Claude Monet, they were not necessarily well-received because their art styles were so different from previous art styles. They just were setting a new precedent, and the public had not seen this style before. So I'm just fascinated by Impressionism in general, and I'm a big fan of their art style. I'd like to talk more about this. These oil pastels are just amazing. Okay. So it's only a 48-piece set, which is actually plenty of colors. It's a lot of colors. Comes in a nice tin. This is not sponsored at the time of this recording by Montmarte or Amazon or anything like that. But right now on Amazon, these things go for, I believe it's $14.99 at time of recording. So $14 and 99 cents for a 48 pack of oil pastels that do amazing things. I'm blown away. Here is the swatch sheet for them. I did this before I did my paintings, and the colors are just awesome. There's, maybe you want to substitute some colors in from another brand if you feel like it's missing some colors. But this brand worked great for my purposes. The stippling effect, the tapping in of the color for that impressionistic look, it just went down so smoothly, and it had that nice texture that I was looking for when I laid it down and did tap them onto the watercolor paper. It was just amazing. So you can see here, I'll go through the colors. There's white, lemon yellow, chrome yellow, yellow orange, tangerine, vermilion, scarlet, crimson pink, and some color that I've never heard of, cerise? I don't know, it's pretty. Mauve, orchid, lavender, purple, violet, phthalo blue, ultramarine, azure, turquoise blue, sky blue, aqua blue, turquoise, Comes with Seafoam, Viridian, Emerald Green, Lime. I don't think these are showing up exactly as the color on the camera, but they're pretty close. Lime, Moss Green, Gray, Forest Green, Olive, Mint. Isn't that a fun one? Mint. Salmon Pink. That's a great color. I used that also. Salmon Pink and Peach are in my piece as well. I used about half the colors in this palette to create the master study for Monet. And so Naples Yellow, Yellow Ochre, Tortilla. I have no idea why that's called Tortilla. Burnt Sienna, Burnt Umber, Van Dyke Brown, Slate, Light Gray, Gray, Dark Gray, and Black. And the black is really nice and opaque and really dark. It's beautiful. And a lot of these are quite opaque, actually. Opaque meaning that you can't see the black line I drew through the back very well. So they're not very see-through or transparent. Let's see, Azure here. One of my favorite colors in the palette is quite opaque. Let's see, Green Gray. Violet is definitely dark enough to cover that line. Then the purple is pretty good too. Mauve, Slate is doing well for a lighter color. Of course, the gray and the black are going to cover the dark line. Crimson's pretty transparent. This is pretty. The yellows are pretty transparent, not really opaque, but you know. The transparency / opaqueness of these colors is, I didn't have a problem with it. And I did not use another white in my painting. This Montmartre white is the white I used. So the fact that it is partly transparent actually worked to my benefit. Because in this painting, you can see I used it in the upper right hand corner here. And it blends well, so it doesn't look too stark or too bright against the other colors, but it just lightened up that area a little bit. And I had a blast doing this, guys. You need to try these. Well, you don't need to, but I mean, I would recommend them. These are great pastels for the experienced artist, I think, could still enjoy these. Like, these are good. And I feel like young people could enjoy them as well. Maybe, I don't know, because oil pastels can be a little messy, so maybe you don't want to give it to a child that's young enough to where they're going to put it in their mouth and chew on it, or a child that is going to make a huge mess and draw on your walls. But you could probably, I don't know the age range for this. It doesn't say on the tin, but I feel like these oil pastels would be good for like 7 and up, 7 years of age and up. I'm not a family channel. I don't know about kids, but I do know that these are non-toxic like crayons, but they're just a little messier, so maybe you want to put gloves on the little person before they work with them. But they are so much fun. I feel like this is fun for the whole family. Like, you could use these oil pastels and have a little family get together and try to recreate something together as a family. Like, these are fun. And I think that would be a fun activity, actually. Have a competition with your kids to see who can paint the best version of, say Monet's Haystacks, just like I did. Or something simple, and just have fun with it and really enjoy yourself and pick a simple subject and just have a family night. But that's neither here nor there. I feel like these are good enough for professionals. Let's unbox them real quick. Here we go. Now, they don't sell these individually. So the tin comes with a swatch sheet on the inside. Not entirely the most accurate swatch sheet if you compare the colors inside here to my swatch sheet on the right. But these swatches of color still give you an idea of what the color should look like. And so this is actually printed on the inside of the tin. I really like that. And it comes with this cardboard that I keep, that I face down the same direction so the dots line up so I'm not smearing colors. And this is the set. And I am so pleased with them. Now I have other sets of oil pastels that I purchased because I wanted to compare them. But these blew my expectations out of the water. Like, they were, I'm just moving them to the left. They were so good. And the colors are so pretty. Look at those colors. And they're pretty true to the stick color, you know? Like, this is a printed part of the paper. There's a little paper wrap on them. But this end here, it's pretty representative of what you're gonna, what they lay down as when you actually put them on paper. So, you know, you can see the colors are pretty representative. And so I don't know what to say. These surprised me. I did not think I would like these. Mart, if you want to sponsor me, go for it. I'm a little channel, but at the time of this recording, but I love these. These are a great product, and I was just so shocked because I did not think that something this affordable could be this good, and it is. And at the time of this recording, at Amazon, these sell for $14.99, like I said, and they're 48 pieces. They're a decent size. Let's take one out. This color is Orchid. I didn't use this in the painting, but here, let's see if I can get the camera to focus for you. Oh no, I'm sorry, this is not Orchid, this is Cerise. Very pretty color, very interesting name. And so this just gives you an idea of the size. So they're about that big. When I get my other oil pastels out, I'll compare the size. But for the price, I mean, we could do a little math. 48. All right, let's do some math. All right, we're gonna calculate this per oil pastel stick. How much did I pay? I paid $14.99. I'm sorry, 48 divide $14.99. No, that's not right. Oh, yeah, $14.99 divide 48. Sorry, I can do math, I swear. So that comes to a whole whopping 31 cents per oil pastel. Yes, 31 cents. And a lot of decimals after that, but you get the idea. So 31 cents later per oil pastel, I am able to begin my little adventure in oil pastels and do a master studies of Monet and do smeary little skies with sunflowers, and I have a really good time. And so I think these are absolutely worth every cent that I spent on them. Seriously, they are, I love them. And so let's talk about texture and lay down on these. These things lay down as sort of a, let's see, maybe I should just use the back of this real quick. Scribble some on the back. So we'll go back to that bright pink color. So these, I'm not applying a lot of pressure at all. I'm getting a little bit of crumbs, but not really. And you can just easily smooth that out with your finger. So the lay down, see the edge didn't deform that much. They're actually pretty firm, but not real firm. They're still creamy. So I don't know how to describe this. They're firm but creamy. Like they're creamy, but they keep their shape. So you can probably do a little more details with these guys. And so let me just put this up here. So let me show you that little swatch. You saw how I drew it on there. And it just, you know, and I'm gonna smear it out with my finger a little bit. Sorry, it stopped recording. I don't know when it stopped recording. But in any case, it smears out nicely. It blends out nicely. This is a $14 set, but it's worth, I feel like it's worth more than that. But please don't change your price, Montmart. It's awesome. It blends out beautifully. And I totally recommend using gloves. These are, I believe they are, let me check. These are latex gloves. Just some one-size-fits-all latex gloves. If you're allergic to latex, there's other types of gloves. But if you can handle latex gloves, just blending with the glove does this. So you get some nice, you can get some thin blending in there. Now, I'm not a pastel expert, an oil pastel expert, obviously. I've done a whole 2 paintings, but I had such a good time doing it, and I think you will too. Got a little dust on here, but I think you will enjoy these. So I enjoyed them. They were great. The whole stippling or tapping down the pigment to create texture worked beautifully for the Haystacks master study. So yeah, that's it. That's my whole thing on the Montmart 48 color set. So yeah, it surprised me. Definitely surprised me. So here is that final piece again, and there's the texture that they create. So they're hard enough to create, like they're soft enough to create texture, but they're hard enough to make a small mark. So I could make these small stippled marks, yet they were creamy enough to lay down onto the paper thickly, but not too thick. You know, like right here, you can see how much texture I got. I got a little bump of texture there. I just wiped it off, but you can see I got a bit of texture in there, and I like that. I like it. It's awesome. It's fun. And I just like the energy of the impressionistic style of Monet, and I feel like these pastels are great for that, if that's the kind of painting you want to do. But also they work well blending. Like, I feel like they blend out well. I don't know exactly what my expectation was. I've seen reviews on other oil pastels. I haven't seen a lot of reviews on these, but I wasn't really searching particularly for them. I was just looking up oil pastels in general. And I feel like these blend very easily with the glove, or with a bare finger, or with a blending stump, whatever you want to blend them with. And yeah, so that is my whole thing on these oil pastels. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, or rather a like. And if you want to see more videos like this, I will be reviewing other oil pastel brands in the future and doing comparisons to this one. But this is my first oil pastel brand that I've ever tried. And like I said, I had so much fun. So I'm so grateful that they made these. Montmart has made these affordable, accessible. I appreciate the price, and I appreciate the quality. I feel like it was a solid investment on my part. I just didn't know it at the time, but once tried them, they were fun. It was super fun. So yes, if you'd like to see the channel grow, please subscribe. I will be doing more of these videos in the future, Comment, let me know what you think. Give me your opinion on these oil pastels. Like, do you like to use stippling, like tapping in the pigment? How do you use them? Do you like to smooth them out with your finger? Do you like portraiture? Do you like landscapes? What do you think about these oil pastels and what they can do? So just give me your opinion in the comments section, and just know that I appreciate you, and I hope you stay creative, my friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.